And the bear was in my car, and I didn't want to leave the bear in the car. I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park, and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike. It'll be funny for people.
When this happened in 2014, this was a huge news story. Massively huge. Front page of the New York Times, front page of the New York Post.
All these headlines, and he's been sitting on this story for 10 years?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah!
Good morning! And welcome to episode 1517.
Yep.
Hard Factor. Another
right.
week, baby.
Monday, August 5th, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80% accuracy guaranteed. Patreon.com/Hard Factor for more if you need more, which you probably do. Today, Mark's telling us about more giant schlongs at the Paris Olympics and elsewhere in the world, making headlines.
I've got giant schlongs, and I've also got giant clams. We got something for everybody. It's the Jenny-sode. Yeah, I got a couple Jenny.
I think I know the clam you're talking about, and it is haunting.
Yeah, Eric, if you can find the safe for work video on that, I have a still image, but good luck.
Yeah, definitely good luck with finding a safe one of that. I've got the allegedly final version of the 2024 presidential election finally underway. We'll get onto exactly what's happening now that the candidates are allegedly locked in. And then, Pat, what you got for us?
Well, I'm going to tell you a story about a bear that really confused the entire news cycle about a decade ago. And the
We talking about a hairy gay man or an actual?
No, I'm talking about actual, cousin of a dog, a bear.
Okay. Yeah.
That was killed in Central Park, New York City, 10 years ago. Really confused the heck out of the entirety of the largest media market in America.
That would, yeah.
Talking about an ursine?
I'm talking about Ursine, and we finally know what happened to this bear, how it ended up dead in Central Park.
Oh, good. Well, not good that the bear's dead, but I mean, good that we know.
10 years later, and it's going to surprise you when you hear who's responsible for it.
Okay.
Love that.
Okay. Nice.
Also, the sweatiest cities in America. Top 10.
Ooh.
Bear down. Well, I think I know one of them.
Yeah, wherever I live, I automatically put it like on the top 100 just because.
Move it up a
I
little.
mean, I put this shirt on 5 minutes ago. Check that out. 5 minutes. It's a 5 minute.
For you guys listening at home, Will's sweaty.
Yeah.
Super sweaty. It's the summer, and so typically I sweat all summer. Yep.
I have some overactive sweat glands. Even when I was in like really good fit shape growing up, I had the nickname Mr. Sweat, which was
same with me. Doesn't
not
matter.
a fun nickname to have.
Best shape
Known
of my
Mark
life.
a long time. Never heard anyone ever call him Mr. Sweat in my life.
He's a sweaty man, even when he was running marathon distances. I used to be able to run like a long ass time, being super shape, still sweat through every fucking.
Yeah, I can be fat or skinny. I'm gonna be sweaty.
Mr. Sweat sucks as a nickname. When
Isn't
you
that a
could
mean
call
nickname?
you could call Johnny Sweat. Could have been, way better.
But Keith Sweat, sweet man.
Don't sweat it.
Yeah, Mr. Sweat.
Yeah.
You can turn it in your
It's not
favor.
Terrible nickname giver.
You can turn it in your favor, but pit stains are tough. It's all pitties have always been the downfall of sweaters. Yeah.
I was called Monster. It's called
Hideous.
At least
They
there was
called
a
me
dude.
hideous. They called me hideous was my nickname.
There was a dude on the wrestling team in Herndon. Definitely won't drop the name, but he sweat so much that all of his shirts had green armpits, like yellow to green. There's
on those
he didn't
old
own a
school
single
Hanes
shirt.
t-shirts.
Yeah.
On those old school Hanes t-shirts, if you sweat enough, they would get hardened in like green or blue, and they would turn 3D. And you're like, I need to get new t-shirts because my Hanes are like look like I jizzed in them 50 times.
Yeah, no, this dude's shirts look like he used them for cum rags, and it's like, no, you just sweat that much. I mean, wrestlers sweat a lot, so.
Well, speaking of jizzing and stuff, let's get into the genital section.
Speaking of jizzing, I think Sydney Sweeney just dropped a bikini line. You could talk, Mark, but my focus might be elsewhere. Hold on.
So you're saying that
Bring
this
up a
is
couple
live?
pictures.
I'm just saying, maybe I might have to get a couple photographs of her swimmer line I just heard about.
There's a couple pics in.
I'll work on that.
Yeah, put them up.
It's a video. It's a video song. Maybe we should all take a little break. You know,
check back in tomorrow, Tuesday. Factor.
All right. I got an Olympic update for you. 21-year-old French pole vaulter Anthony Amirati went viral over the weekend for knocking over the pole with his huge package. Get a load of this clip.
Oh yeah.
Knocked it over with the dog. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's amazing. Look, his knees hit first. His knees hit first, but his dong just wrecks the fucking pole.
Took that thing clean off with his bulge.
You'd think that I don't know shit about pole vaulting,
Amazing.
but there's lots of different wardrobe and costume innovations that have been developed for all sorts of different sports, right?
For
to
real,
combat
jock
things
strap, brother.
that could happen, like a jock strap or like a tuck. You could get like some sort of tuck situation that tucks you back.
Yeah, do some tape. Yeah, they got all that
vault.
body tape now. Yeah.
I mean, in a sport where you have to completely get your whole body over it, you don't want your meaty thing just sticking out, protruding out.
Run that. Play it one more time. Mark.
There's a big debate. There's a big debate. Do you think he has bulbous testicles that landed on it, or do you think it's just the schlong that takes it out? Because that's the debate right now. I think it's the testes, because you see it kind of has a triumvirate type feel to it.
The impact was distributed pretty evenly amongst his package, I think.
Yeah, it could have just been either.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah,
exactly.
Now you may have noticed, like Will did, that Amirati hit the pole kind of like on the way over without his schlong first,
with his knees.
His shins and knees hit it, which
he
just
wasn't gonna make the jump, but
No.
the fucking package flop made it like comedy gold. You know,
no, that disqualified him pretty much right away. Like, even though, who cares? Because the funny thing is that he hit it with his dong, right? So like I guess like regardless, like he wouldn't have got, even if he didn't dong it, he would have got disqualified or wouldn't got that heat. But headlines are popping up like from Variety saying French pole vaulter's bulge cost him an Olympic medal, and that was like
great headline. Great headline, because even though it's not accurate, it's going to get you to read it, and that's all I care about. Also, the memes are great with this guy's dick and balls. It's funny.
Yeah,
I saw a couple. No, the package didn't ruin the jump.
It's like, come on, everybody knows, man. Like,
here's one with a painting that Will sent. This guy's doing a painting, and then he gets a huge glob of blue paint for his jump. But yes, like all these headlines are popping up, and they're like, man's penis cost him a medal, and no, said People's Julia Mazziotti. You've heard of People, right? The famous magazine, and now I guess it's also an online publication. Julia Mazziotti couldn't stand all the headlines about his dong and decided she must write a 500+ word article setting the record straight, titled "No, a French pole vaulter did not lose out on an Olympic medal because of his crotch." And then
that was the one I saw.
Yeah, then
read the room, Julia.
She went to describe the rules, and his shins and knees hit first. He would have been disqualified. Like, no one cares, Julia.
But maybe Julia is playing chess, and you got drawn in with your checker pieces, Mark. Because
I think Julia, exactly.
I think Julia might have been doing what she meant to be doing.
She tried to get rage clicks there.
Yeah,
maybe so.
Or just confuse. I mean, that's how I was first introduced to it. Was the headline of Julia's headline, which confused the hell out of me.
Well, what do you mean his dong didn't cost it?
Yeah,
what bothers?
Well, I got questions.
What bothers me about that, though, is that the internet is having a grand old time, with the paintings of his package.
Yeah, she's a party pooper.
All the memes, and she just comes in and party poops. There's no reason for that.
Hey, lady,
right?
What's the who, what, when, where, and why of this?
Yeah, okay, Julie. No one cares. I'll tell you who doesn't care is internet commenter Grace, who says, "How do I set my dating app to specifically pick up that French pole vaulter?"
Oh yeah, Grace.
No one cares. Yeah. This guy has a comment. He says, where is it? I can't find his. Here's a nerd. That this guy's kind of on Will's thing. Wraith says, "I hate to be a curmudgeon about this. Everyone's having a good laugh. I get it, but I don't think dick size really had a whole lot to do with the French pole vaulter thing. Could have been all balls."
Yeah, for sure.
I get it. I get it.
It's fun, I guess. It's super fun. You're getting in on the debate of whether it's his testicles or his penis. That's the whole thing. Nobody cares that he wasn't going to hit the fucking jump. It's about how did his package slam into the pole. That's exactly the funny part.
Look, you might not know me because you might just have seen my tweet on the internet, but I'm Wraith. The thing about me is I get it, okay? I get things like that. That's why I added my buddy Howard here. Howard. He'll tell you how I get it. I like to have as much fun as the next guy. I'm Wraith.
But I gotta correct you.
I got coming here with a little. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
I almost broke my keyboard. I spit out my drink.
Thanks, Rafe. This guy's more in on the fun. This guy, C Steel, says, "Sadly, I could have been a heck of a pole vaulter," meaning that it wouldn't have been a problem for him to clear the pole.
Oh yeah, C Steel. That's a great joke. Good job, C Steel.
And then this guy took it a little bit. This guy took it a little bit too far. Where can I find it here? He goes after a whole group of people. He says, "French pole vaulter Anthony Ammirati." In quotes, French pole vaulter Anthony Ammirati got disqualified for hitting the bar with his blessing from God. Dare I say this headline would never read Irishman pole vaulter.
Okay.
Jeez.
That's just genetics.
An Irish guy with a little dick. Yeah. You really should have taken a different approach take a different slant on that.
Yeah, most of it was just horny chicks like this chick who said, Shelly goes, I need to check out these French pole vaulters. Emoji of a giant eggplant. Yeah.
But I thought ladies didn't like huge dongs. I thought they liked a medium.
Shelly loves huge balls. That's the thing about her.
Well, Willie, you and Shelly could have a future together. Will could never pull.
Shelly's like, I wish my face was that pole, that bar. You know what I mean? A few more general related stories, if you don't mind. A new study claims that naked public masturbation is up 51% in New York City. Not sure if they're all Hard Factor Will fans trying out his ideal society of allowing public masturbation, or if great minds just think alike.
Wherever, whenever.
Ideally, this would be okay, but there is laws. In New York City, you're too close to other people. I think like in a beach community, public masturbation, okay. Get behind the dunes, make sure nobody's watching unless they're like trying to watch. You're okay. New York City, it's too much.
Yeah, Wraith here again. I get it. Beating off's fun. Who doesn't like it? But New York City is not the place or the time for it. I like a good time.
That's a good take by Ray.
This stat could be misleading because is it really up 51% or is it just being reported more?
Wraith here.
Thanks, Wraith.
Want to make sure we really thought this one out.
I clicked on Wraith. I was like, what is this guy have like 1 million followers? Nope, it's just a guy.
That's just his thoughts.
Just giving out his opinions. I can't show you a lot of the pictures in the article because they're all naked guys, but here's a guy, homeless guy masturbating.
Oh yeah.
This guy's pretty funny. He's just sitting on a restaurant.
Nude. Wow.
Restaurant chair nude.
See, that's the style I'm thinking. But that's just a little too aggressive in New York. You can't be that close to all these other people.
No, I almost pulled the video, Mark. I didn't know that you had honed in on this story. I would have, but then again, we couldn't show it. But I came across the video today. Hell's Kitchen is live, and it was a dude and another dude, and it was one of those buildings that kind of has like stanchions that come out from the wall. You can hide behind it, kind of. And the dude with the backpack got onto his knees and was eating the other dude's ass, and they were filming it. And it was the reason it's such
stanchion.
Homeless ass eating.
They weren't homeless. They were just horny. But the best part about it, the best part about it is it was definitely during the summertime, definitely in Hell's Kitchen. And in the video, you catch a bystander from about 15, 20 feet away. You see him coming the whole time, and then he gets around that stanchion and looks to his left. What does he see? But he sees one man on his knees eating another man's ass.
Wow.
Oh, that's a surprise. Yeah.
Big Apple, baby.
You want to Google Hell's Kitchen ass eat for that? You'll find it. You'll get a good laugh out of it.
It'll be the first thing that pops up
On X, it'll just be on your timeline.
Yeah. So what I can tell you though is that the public reports are at 400 through June of this year in New York City, where they were only at 250 through June 2023 of the Big Apple. Yeah. Most of these people are homeless, but I'd like to think a few Wall Street guys are rubbing one out in the streets after a big transaction or
for sure. Plus there was layoffs and financial. Yeah. So some of them got laid off and started jacking off on the street, so I mean, you just all kinds of contributing factors, but yeah, they're jacking off a lot apparently up there.
Well, there's one maniac they're really trying to find. They're calling him a serial masturbator, and they say he has a Marine Corps tattoo on his back, and he's terrorizing the financial district. So you're also gonna get hit with some spray potentially on the subway.
He's the extra 200 report.
He's good for about 50 of them for sure.
Moved in this year.
51% up due to one man.
Yeah.
One
sorry,
man.
Sorry,
the Marine tattoo.
General Slaughter.
He's so quick, we can't catch him when he's jacking off on the street.
Say general or general?
Yeah.
He's military trained. You don't understand.
Yeah. The Marines. All right, we got a real life example of a public masturbator as well. My last story. Sadly, I don't think we can bring up a video of this chick. It is one of the best videos. It's up there with Pat's ass eating video he's talking about. There was a woman at a Jamaican airport this weekend. If you look closely, she's on the ground there in between the sweatpants lady and the employee, the police guy, and she's naked on the ground. I made sure
she had her bra on, right? Did she have a bra on?
At the very end, that bra came off, and it was coming off throughout. But yeah, so
sure was.
She was at this Jamaican airport, and she was just in her bra, as well mentioned. She was bottomless, and she was demanding sex from airport workers and anyone else that was up to the task.
Anyone within her vicinity. This is one of the most disgusting videos I've ever seen. Because Mark, explain what she continues to do.
Well, yeah, I can't play the video, but she's not only hanging one nip out of the bra, but she does the full bat wing from the movie Waiting, and she spreads her vagina open while daring people to bang her. Like this is
her majora.
Yeah,
no, the whole thing, Pat. She shoves all eight main fingers, all 8 fingers besides her thumbs. She pulls it, she puts them inside and spreads it apart, like to the point where it looked like she was about to give birth. Like it was
like disgusting. A vaginal umbrella.
Like this is
like she was doing the speculum. It was insane.
Yeah. Landing spot. It's
you need it a little bit bigger. I get it. Want a bigger target?
One of the most disgusting, dude, with airport.
You cleared the land.
Right. Everyone felt like Wayne Knight in Jurassic Park when after it clears the oil out of his eye. Sees a dinosaur with the, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The little dino that puffs its neck vagina out.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like
exactly like that. And everybody wished that they had the tar on their eyes and was dying because it was that fucking gross.
It's being reported that she was under the influence of drugs. Thanks. Duh. She's live comment. Jared says she's feeling irie over there in Jamaica. The funniest part of the video is when she starts grabbing one of the employees' dicks. She just goes straight for him and just starts grabbing at his dick, and then she yells out while cuffed face down on the ground, which is the still image I showed you, an ass hanging out, that she's gonna fuck someone till their eyes bleed. And I believe her
herself. Yeah.
Fuck you till your eyes bleed.
What would it be to engage in that, man? I've never seen or heard anything like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a shame too, because she's got a rockin' bod. This is one of those scenarios where you might want it to happen just a little more subtly and with someone sober, because she's got a rockin' bod. It's got like a Pet Cemetery vibe to it to me. Like I want the chick to want to bang me, but she had a bit too many drugs, maybe at the Indian burial ground, and something came back with her to the airport. Sometimes. Selby's
that video, I was so disgusted. There absolutely no sexual feelings at all. Watch that video. It was just pure disgust.
Give it another run.
I mean,
sometimes it hits you the second time like a song.
Yeah.
I was about to fucking puke when I watched it the first time. It's like I was in shock for a couple minutes after I saw it.
It's a shame she's so heavily drugged up because she had a rockin' bod.
Because her bod, as Mark said, is a rockin'.
It's true.
Yeah.
When you see somebody just, it was like she was trying to rip herself in half. It was fucking gross, dude.
She wanted you to rip her in half till your eyes bleed. So she's in jail. She's in jail.
Yeah. Trying to fuck people.
Someone's gonna take her up on it.
For sure, somebody will. Hopefully they don't die because she seems like she might stab him right afterwards.
Heard we had a disturbance here. I'm here to get the prisoner.
And
Didn't hear too much about what it was. I'm not. You don't need to explain it to me. I'll just. I'll take this one. You guys.
yeah,
You guys. Why don't you guys take off early tonight? I'll handle this one.
exactly.
There'll be somebody.
Boy, these cops at the airport aren't doing anything. I better get involved. It'll be over in about 3 minutes.
Oh my God! You found my wife. You found my wife, honey.
Yeah.
She's.
Wow.
I
I
can't
didn't
believe
even
you've
consider that.
been looking for her. Come with me, honey. I'll take her off your hands, guys. Sorry.
Did it say if she was single or not? Because that
Dude,
is a
she's
huge
single
piece.
as can be.
She has to be.
Yeah.
Right.
She's-
Oh.
There's no ring on or pants on her.
Yeah. 2 videos you should definitely check out there. But if you, know that they will change your life. Maybe not in a better way.
Is anyone
Right
going to
here.
do anything about this?
Right here. I get that it can be fun to
I
have.
get she had a rockin' bod, but it is not appropriate to have sex with a lunatic at the airport.
Gotta follow the laws now.
No matter how rocking the bod.
I have eyes. I can see her bod.
Oh man. Well, any more genitals, Mark? Before
No,
we
that's it for today.
hit the other news. Fantastic genital coverage. Loved it. 3 important things before we move on to the official presidential election. Recent Brazilian UFO in Curitiba was indeed a giant starfish-shaped mylar balloon. There it is, right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's why
So-
it was fluctuating because it's not because of the air.
Right, it looked like a balloon. Yeah,
Yeah.
starfish balloon. Because it was one, turns out. Join the 2024 Hard
As
Factor
big you will.
fantasy football leagues. I said I thought it was fake. Join the 2024. I didn't want it to be fake. I wanted it to be aliens. Every time I wanted it to be aliens,
Yeah.
but it's too fake.
Respectful.
Join the. I wanted it to be real. Join the 2024 Hard Factor fantasy football leagues in the fantasy football thread in the Discord. Get in there. We're having a bunch of leagues like every year.
Filling up
Super
quick.
fucking fun.
We'll
Patreon.com/Hard
create new ones.
Factor.
We'll meet
Yeah,
the
we'll
demand.
get new ones. We have a whole tournament system. It's awesome. Shout out Dave Storms. He puts it on. Also, we have some folks in Bangladesh who help with content, and they're having some deadly student protests right now, something I might talk about more later this week. Now, on to the official election. It's official. Allegedly, over the weekend, Kamala Harris, current vice president, officially secured enough DNC delegate votes to be officially the new presidential candidate for the Democrats. A little weird considering she's never really gotten any votes for president in primaries, even when she ran in 2020. But here we are nonetheless. She's the official nominee.
Pretty lucky, right? Pretty lucky for her. It's
Pretty lucky situation
Yeah.
for her. And the instant Kamala got the nomination, the Daily Mail dropped a report that they had clearly been sitting on for this specific occasion. Turns out it's actually open knowledge in Los Angeles, and he's admitted to it, that the current second husband, shooting now to be the first husband of the United States, Doug Emhoff. Here's a close-up of him. He ended his first marriage by impregnating the nanny and teacher of their daughter, who was in 3rd grade at the time.
Oh, you can't do that. You got to pull out of the nanny.
It's a tough one to put a bun in the nanny's oven, but Doug did it. He's
He
admitted
Arnolded
to
it.
He Arnolded it for sure. It happened 15 years ago. From 2009 to 2010 was when the affair was going on. Then the mistress very much allegedly got a schmortion. It's very unclear, Mark, if it's a full Arnold situation or not. Nobody knows the status of the child. And then Doug.
Well, you try to get a Guatemalan woman to have an abortion, Will.
Well, Arnold was up against it. It wasn't going to happen.
No, Catholicism comes
Yeah.
into play there.
But nobody's really sure because she moved off to the Hamptons afterwards. People think Doug paid for the house, all this stuff. Anyways, nobody's really sure if she got it taken care of. Her friends said she did, but it's not known for sure. So we don't know if this is full Arnold or not. Mm-hmm. But then Doug left his family immediately after. There was an impregnation for sure.
Was he asked to leave?
Yes, his wife told him to leave. His son was about 15 at the time. Then the very rich lawyer Doug married Kamala 5 years later. Doug's ex, Kirsten, says it's all water under the bridge now, especially that Doug is in tight with Kamala, and she says she's got a good relationship with her. But it sounds like a messy ending to a very fucked up marriage for both of them back then. Kamala also knew all this before marrying Doug. So obviously her campaign hasn't commented on anything, since this paints them in a bit of an odd light, especially since Doug is her main campaign spokesman at the moment. And given this news coming out of the weekend and the fact that Kamala expects to name her running mate early this week, it would not shock me at all if Doug's role on the campaign dramatically shifts in the near future.
I don't know.
He's a liability.
He did his first big press round last week
before the news.
So he did
before this drop though.
Like a couple long form interviews last week. I honestly had never heard of him. Just
ask Arnold Schwarzenegger how big of a liability politically this is. I mean, I think that his role will probably change. Once she named the running mate, especially if it's Shapiro.
I don't know. I mean, Trump's ex-wife claimed that he raped her and then recounted that when she was told to recount it.
Well, this is
true, but this is putting a bun in the nanny's oven.
This might be slightly better than what Hunter did to his dead brothers.
It's an upgrade from Hunter, but it's still it's still a campaign liability.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
So just no nannies was Kamala was like, just no nannies and I'm fine, right? Like they probably had that conversation.
Yeah, I mean,
People
given Kamala's
nannies.
history,
They do.
Given Kamala's history, I wouldn't be surprised if they have an open relationship. Personally, on the debate,
you dog, come on.
Ask Willie Brown's
history.
Wife, you know?
That's so fucking sexist. That's so tremendously sexist. It's
Willie
terrible.
Brown was married. Willie Brown was married.
Will people fuck
Willie
around?
Brown get around.
There's glass houses, dog.
She wasn't married.
He was fucking Willie Brown. On the debate front, Trump said that
people fuck people. They only bring it up when it's about women. That's what's dirty.
Well, we just brought it up when it's about Doug. He put the bun in the nanny.
Oh, he bangs nannies. This makes me wish that the TV show The Nanny was still around. He could make a guest appearance. Fran Drescher had a sag.
Cut in here, huh? On the debate front, Trump has said he will debate Kamala on September 4th on Fox News, and Kamala says he should honor his ABC date on September 10th he had with current President Joe Biden. But if she seriously thinks she can get all the rights of the incumbent after 0 primary votes, I'd like to start shopping at her dispensary, because I think that you have to kind of, if you're coming in as the new candidate, you don't automatically get what the last person had. Crossing my fingers that we would final debate, No,
Trump's being a scared bitch. I mean, Trump's being a little scared bitch about that. You back out of the debate. You back out of the debate because he's
the debate was with Joe Biden. The debate was with Joe Biden.
Right, but after the DNC, when it's like official, they should definitely, the two of them
that
should
makes
definitely
sense.
debate at least.
That makes sense.
At least
that
once. They can do a different.
He had agreed to a debate with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. So he shouldn't debate the president that is now.
They should definitely.
She doesn't automatically get everything he had signed up for. Trump said
they could do a different date potentially.
He's scared.
Debate.
He's afraid, and that's how the Democrats should be.
It's harder debate than Biden.
He's claiming that he's in a legal battle with ABC. That's why he needs to switch networks.
I thought he works something out with Fox. And then he said he was debate Kamala on September 4th, but using Fox. And
he's creating
exactly.
He's creating impossible situations.
He's also trying to put the debate in Pennsylvania, a must-win state for both parties. So I think that's part of the pushback too.
Right. Well, Kamala's doing the announcement to Monday, right, in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So
for her
it's all.
A lot of people think it's Shapiro because of that, but she might just be She might just be hosting it for Waltz or whatever. That guy looks like Santa Claus. That's the used to be a high school football state champion coach, who's like the guy from, where is he from? Minnesota, I think. He's the second guy, and they might be like, maybe they're just doing it in Pennsylvania because it's an important state. But
yeah, Pennsylvania's a must-win either way.
It's a must-win for both parties.
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg has been her main campaign spokesman thus far, I think.
Buttigieg and Doug, but Doug's gonna. I mean, to me, he's
Buttigieg's been doing some major media, which is interesting to me.
It would be interesting if she picked him as the VP. I like to see who it is. Also,
Andy Bashir is the other front runner.
Yeah, Bashir. I think it's going to be Shapiro personally because they need to win Pennsylvania. Also, the
Tim Waltz.
electoral
I'm
racial.
going with Tim Waltz, Santa Claus.
Maybe.
This is
Also,
a very
the
Jewish
electoral-
White House between Kamala's husband and Bashir. I mean, I'm sorry, and Shapiro. I'm just saying, America. But then a gay
Yeah, but you
white, having a gay vice president there too. Come on.
If you're the Dems,
electric.
you have to win Pennsylvania. Mayor, producer Eric says Mayor Pete for VP. Yes,
He got a black and a gay in there.
He has an excellent track record of performance. Eric, I also did see this statement on the Fox thing, so thank you.
I'm gonna blind myself if that happens.
And you said the black's husband's an observant Jew.
Eric says Gen Z wants Pete. It's not gonna be Pete. Get out of here, Eric.
No, it's not.
Get out of here, Gen Z. Eric.
I mean, he's got a great track record of performance, Mayor Pete. That's for sure. Also, the electoral racial pandering is reaching new heights as the Trump campaign supporters are now using AI pictures of him with black people to targeted ads on the internet. In response to Kamala's new accent, they had to up the ante. So there we go. AI pics with black people of Trump. Yeah, so that's the racial pandering.
It's not like
hot,
officially coming from his campaign. It's coming from influential Republicans on social media.
Right, it's people who are supporting his campaign.
Yes. Yeah. But they're like people with million follower accounts are doing hilarious Photoshop jobs of him with black people.
Yeah, they're very fake apparently.
Yeah.
And speaking of bad ideas, turns out that not only did we absolutely bungle the military withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021, but a new report shows that the State Department has also erroneously given the Taliban at least $239 million of counterterrorism funds since that withdrawal in 2021 due to quote unquote insufficient vetting procedures.
You can't leave the toys and give them cash.
They did it, Mark. They did it. They left all of the military equipment and a bunch of people died. RIP to the fallen. And also gave them $240 million after that. The over 24 erroneous transactions to the Taliban came from State Department divisions called, quote unquote, Democracy, Human Rights and Labor, and the International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs. So I guess they're really into crushing women's rights and growing poppies in those State Department offices. Don't know why they'd give that much money to the Taliban, right?
Good to be a Taliban man, right?
Yeah, it is with all that cash flowing in. Also, don't know, but it makes you wonder like how much of a mistake it was given the Kabul exit in 2020.
They just
RIP to the fallen.
All they had to do was
like
allow women to go to class for like a week, and they're like, "Look, we've changed. Women will get educations." And
who knows?
We got the cash. Get them out of the schools.
They gave at least 29 gigantic money transfers straight from the State Department to the Taliban. And they're just saying, oh, no, it was insufficient. Nobody knows what the fuck.
Does anyone have a question? Raise your hand. Does anyone with a penis in a brain have a question?
Yeah. And all this Taliban spending news is coming out as Warren Buffett sold over half his Apple stock. The stock market is struggling. Unemployment is higher than ever since COVID. The housing market is unusually slow. And the Fed warned on Friday that we may be headed for a quote unquote statistical regularity regarding recession indicators. So not great news on the big boy financial front. Warren Buffett liquidating the cash and the Fed saying that you're headed towards a quote unquote statistical regularity concerning recession indicators. Not great financial news. And Kamala really needs those little roots to stay strong and hold on for Biden's Build Back Better economy since she's gained ground on Trump in the polls compared to Biden. But an economic crash would historically pretty much decide the election if it were to happen.
Yeah, Vegas has it at a dead heat right now. It
should be. Yeah, Trump was up and it now should be back to a dead heat.
I gotta say, I think that the JD Vance thing is not going to help.
JD Vance was such a bad vice president pick.
Choice, and obviously, if he was running against Biden, he could have picked anyone. But now that it's Kamala, and
he should have picked a woman, knowing that they were going to swap Kamala. He's the
only chance she has to get taken over again and not be close is if she picks a gay guy to go along with the ticket, and everyone's going to blind themselves. Yeah.
economic crash would also pretty much tank her campaign. So she needs the economy to stay strong, and she needs a good Veep pick, unlike Trump's very shitty Veep pick. If the economy crashes, historically people vote with their pocketbooks if it crashes bad enough. And
Sure.
Yeah. So that's the latest on the allegedly official election, Kamala versus Trump. We'll see if the candidates change.
Buckle in. It's August. Buckle in.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's a story for the New York Times, October 7th, 2014. Headline: Bear found in Central Park was killed by car, officials say. The initial details of the case were clear. A woman was walking her dog in Central Park when she noticed a dead bear cub, which was lying under some bushes, partially concealed by an abandoned bicycle. The police department's animal cruelty investigation squad began looking into the bear's death, and the cub was taken to Albany for analysis by the conservation department's wildlife health unit. But so many questions remain unanswered. How did the bear end up in Central Park? Was there foul play involved? Did she die in the park, or was she dumped there? Guys,
Yeah, because there's never bears, right? There's no
How
bears. in
big was
Central
the
Park,
car?
right?
we don't know exactly, okay? But when this happened in 2014, Will, to your point, there's not bears there. It is, and it's not a continuous green zone. Central Park is an island of green within a metro area. So people were really confused. And this was a huge news story, massively huge. Like front page of the New York Times, front page of the New York Post. It dominated the New York news cycle.
Well, yeah, because it's like, how the fuck did a bear cub get killed in there?
There haven't been any answers until this weekend when independent presidential candidate RFK Jr. posted this video to X.
I was taking a group of people falconing up in Goshen, New York, up in the Hudson Valley, and that woman in a van in front of me hit a bear and killed it, a young bear. So I pulled over and I picked up the bear and put him in the back of my van because I was going to skin the bear, and it was very good condition, and I was going to put the meat in my refrigerator. And you can do that in New York City. You can get a bear tag for a roadkill bear.
Okay.
And the bear was in my car, and I didn't want to leave the bear in the car.
Wait, what?
And I
He's
said,
got a dump
I had
bear?
an old bike in my car that somebody asked me to
Roseanne
get rid of.
Barr.
I said, let's go put the bear in Central Park, and we'll make it look like he got hit by a bike. It'll be funny for people.
It'll be funny. It'll be funny.
It was RFK? He didn't hit the bear, but RFK dumped the bear?
Yeah, he had an old bike in his car, and he had to go to the airport. He took people falconing that day, and then the falconing went real good, and then they shot some game, and then there was a dinner that evening at Peter Luger Steakhouse in New York City. So he's up in Westchester County. He's back in New York City. He's got this bear in his van the whole time. Yeah. He's also got this bicycle there. Some guy was like, "Hey, can you just
really starting to stink in here?
Whole bike for me, RFK." So I guess they were getting a little bit drunk out there, and someone said, "Why don't you dump the bear in the park and make it look like someone hit it with a bike?" Well, that's what RFK did.
He did it.
So all these headlines, and he's been sitting on this story for 10 years?
Exactly. Yeah.
That was one of the strangest videos I've ever seen, because they're in like a nice house. He's sitting in like a dining room chair.
It's his house.
It's an open kitchen area, and you've got Roseanne Barr dressed like a 1960s like house lady.
She looks like a Kennedy.
Yeah, she's dressed up. She's dolled up. Like
I honestly thought she was a Kennedy until Will said she was Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr's like looks like
or hate Roseanne.
She looks great.
She looks all dolled up. She's drinking a coffee, and he's like, it's falconing. And she's like, yeah, right. That makes sense.
See,
it's just a weird
love or hate
video.
Roseanne. You have to respect her because she's the only one who's going to disarm RFK to the point where he admits to killing a baby bear and dumping it in Central Park.
There's some weird content.
He didn't kill it according to him. But this is another weird thing. Like, again, he didn't eat the dog, according to him, right? And then he didn't kill the baby bear, according to him. But why is he always ending up with the fucking carcasses of these animals? It's a little fucking
Yeah,
weird.
his first thought was to skin it and
dude, who fucking skins and eats roadkill? That's
Yeah,
that's like
well,
the
you can
most
get a
country
tag
motherfuckers.
for that in the state of New York.
Crazy. Never heard of that shit.
he's an animal, man.
Dude. I mean, okay. If you don't know what Westchester County is like in New York, it's rural. It's like kind of sprawling. If anyone follows KFC from Barstow, he just bought a house there and he did a tour, that renovation. A lot of people watched it. It's like there's like wooded properties.
Sure.
But everyone there is fucking loaded.
Yeah.
And no one is stopping to fucking put a baby bear cub into their car to skin it and eat it. Except RFK Jr.
Did he hit the bear? He's like, someone in front of him hit the bear.
And then bring it back into Manhattan.
Is it he that hit the bear?
You cannot believe any of his stories because he always ends up with the carcass, even though he's never the one that killed the animal. That's that doesn't happen.
Though. That I mean, if that doesn't give television producers an idea for a TV show, Roseanne dolled up in RFK's house.
Great.
I don't know what else you would want. I mean, they need to. It would rival it.
I literally
no script.
I thought to myself,
at all.
What Kennedy is this?
Yeah.
What grandmother like Kennedy is listening to this weird ass story?
Oh, she looks so glad.
Tell me more, Robert.
Yeah,
Bobby, give me the whole story.
I mean, she's funny too. I mean, she's a nut really too, and she likes
crazy but funny.
But
she's very funny, but very crazy. Yeah. All right, guys, real quick. Thumbtack, not an ad, by the way, but I do use Thumbtack. It's awesome to find people to work on your house, but not an ad. They ranked the sweatiest U.S. cities, the top 4 metropolitan areas, and they did it based on the most requests they had for projects, including like central air AC repair for May to June 2024. Here are the top 10. Number 10, Orlando. Number 9, Houston. Number 8, West Palm Beach. Number 7, this will surprise you, Denver. Number 6, Baltimore. Number 5, Charlotte. Number 4, DFW. Number 3, Washington, D.C. Number 2, Atlanta. And number 1, Mark, what's the number 1 sweatiest city in America?
Austin, Texas, Pat.
You get out there, you have a great fucking day.